We did have a question that came in on Twitter from Zarelli saying, oh, nope, wrong page. Sorry, this one came in from The Panic. Would you still bet money that Hillary Clinton will run and win in 2016? And obviously that's referencing something you said at Fortune's Most Powerful Women's Conference back in October.
Yeah, I'd bet money on both those. And I don't know whether Intrade has started their calculations yet, but maybe as time goes along, you'll be able to actually bet money. The odds may be up on that. But I'm sure things could always happen in politics, including illnesses or something of the sort. But she's extremely likely to be the Democratic nominee, and I think she's very likely to be the President of the United States.
Guys, back in the studio, I'm not sure if you guys wanted to play in on this one.
I've heard before.
Yeah,
no. I thought of a couple of ways of approaching it, I guess. I know how Warren feels about this. We've had him on, I think 8 years ago. You were saying the same thing, that you wouldn't, no, it wasn't 8 now. I'm jumping the gun to 2016, but it was 6, Warren, and you didn't care. You thought either President Obama or Hillary Clinton would be great nominees for the Democratic Party, and you were positive on the prospects for both as president. If you had to pick, let's just say that I could promise you IBM would be at 1,000 by the end of next year. If you were to pick a Republican to run, are there any of them that are less, less distasteful to you than others? Who do you think they should run?
Oh, I think well of a number of Republicans, and I vote for Republicans. I've contributed to Republicans in the last few years. I can think of certain Republican candidates that I would vote for in preference to certain Democratic candidates, but I'm not going to give you names. But that is the case. I mean, there are a couple of Democrats that if they were the nominees, I would end up voting for the Republican, probably, depending on who the Republican was.
If Elizabeth Warren were the nominee, would you vote for Ted Cruz?
We're not getting specific, Joe.
Would you vote for Ted Cruz?
We're not going to get out. Don't get out the phone book. But I'm just telling you, I am not a card-carrying Democrat. I vote Democrat most of the time, and I agree with their position on social matters,
right,
to a very significant degree. But I'm not a straight down the road Democrat.
Warren, what do you make of Elizabeth Warren and especially her views of Wall Street?
Well, I think that she would do better if she was less angry and demonized less. I mean, I believe in hate the sin and love the sinner, and I also believe in praising by name and criticizing by category. And I'm not sure that I've totally convinced Elizabeth Warren that that's the way to go.
Yeah, speaking of criticizing by category. Oh, go ahead.
I know. And listen, don't pick her out. There's plenty of other candidates that their styles are not 100% my style. But I do think it's a mistake to get angry with people that disagree with you. I mean, in the end, we do have to work together. I mean, I think the whole nature of governing is, particularly when you've got divided government like we have now, is that you'll end up with bills that each side doesn't like, but they like it better than doing nothing. I mean, that's the way government has to function, and it does not help when you demonize or get too violent with the people you're talking to. Orrin Hatch talks about how he had this great relationship with Ted Kennedy. Well, they certainly didn't agree on many things, but they got some things done, and I tip my hat to both of them. And incidentally, I think there's a reasonable chance of a corporate tax change, because I think that Orrin Hatch and Ron Wyden are two people who, if they do it in private, can forge something that again, neither one of them likes, but they like it better than the present system. And that's what's going to happen in government.